Hopefully, oh, that's not coming through. That's not working. That wasn't working there, but now it is. Okay. Now, that seems to be going. Let's not stress too much. All right. Well, at least I'm live on Twitch. Let's see if my little chatty chat does anything. It may not, but it might. Okay, so let's see here. This is a test. We'll see. I don't know if dual stream is working. I don't know if the chat overlay is going to work. It should, but it might not. I guess I gotta, let me see what I gotta do here. No, that's not gonna do it. It doesn't matter. Okay. We love the scuff. You can taste the scuff. Horrible, stinking scuff. All right, where's Metroid? We certainly had been working diligently. Okay. Pull that in here. Could try and monitor, I guess, on this iPad. Everything's all switched around and weird right now. And that's fine. There we go. Here's Twitch. Jesus. Okay. Only got about an hour, so I'm not going to go crazy. But there's some things that I want to fix. Ooh. Maybe I should. It's going to be impossible for me to tell if anybody. Okay. Yeah. Well, I should just send myself a chat. I can just do that. Testing. Hey, it worked. Cool. All right. Now I just need other people to chat too. All right. That doesn't matter though. Okay. And nobody's watching. All right. This is why I don't look at my streams. Okay. Let's look on YouTube. Maybe there's someone looking on YouTube. Maybe I'm live. Am I live right now? Huh. Yeah. Looks like it is. Yeah. Cool. I don't know if the audio is coming through. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. It's working. Cool. Will that go through? And there it is. Technology. It works. All right. Cool. Well, now no one can watch me on 2 channels. That'll be awesome. That is funny. Okay, shutting that down. Okay, interesting. Interesting tech. It's kind of neat. All right. Maximum irrelevance. Okay. So what about this is not good? This is just a little too sharp here. It's just bugging me. So we could do better than that. But then what should be the different design? And honestly, I don't know. Maybe we'll experiment a little bit. So of course, the other angle is I don't remember. I thought about how to solve this, and then I just didn't remember what I was going to do. There. Just feeling like it has a little bit more of a curve that complements, even if it's something like that. Otherwise, it's like a snag. You know what I mean? Something you wouldn't want that. It would get caught on something as you were trying to negotiate a small path. I'm in a new setup, and I explained some of this on the Discord, but life circumstances change sometimes very quickly, and I've got some extended family coming and staying with us for an extended period. And it's all a blessing, I'm sure, but it's it means I don't have an office, a dedicated office space anymore. Now I share office space. The bedroom is office space now. That's fine. But it's not set up well for that yet. And my standing desk, which previously I was able to rig it up against the wall to minimize wobble, that won't fly here in this room. Bad feng shui, I'm told. Hardly matters to me, but you know, we have to make peace with this stuff. I do my best to be compliant during stressful times for all. Okay, and so what that did was just sort of like iron out like a wrinkle in my mind regarding what I saw. Let's save a new version. And I know nobody's watching, but we'll go for about 45 more minutes because today's a busy day for me. Got a lot of stuff going on. But this is a small window. And yeah, it's my first time doing a dual stream, so that's kind of cool. And I'm looking at some of these lines, and I see some superfluousness. I don't know if we need this. I don't want information just for information's sake. I feel like it pulls its weight. Doesn't look like I'm having to regret too much of what I've sort of settled upon. Man, this wobble is killing me. It's partially the wobble, and it's partially just me being a little rusty and indecisive about where these lines are going. Where are they going? Do I want that shape there? What is that doing? It's kind of cool, but I don't just want design for design's sake. Do these designs lead into something intentional? I do like the juxtaposition of the angles and the artificialness of the robotic looking armor juxtaposed with the I wonder if I can put this somewhere where it's going to have more contrast. Okay. Hardly matters because no one's typing. Now I can see the scale of it. Oop. Don't do that. Okay, I have an idea now. I'll just move this. Now if anybody chats, I'll be able to see it at least. Scuff. The brilliant scuff. Okay. Oh, there's, you know what? There's going to be a way to, call through. Paste. And then the way I can adjust the opacity of it. If anything I'm doing is actually affecting anything. I'll figure that out later, maybe. I'm gonna put this onto let's delete that. Yeah, delete that. Okay. Just go for my head. Why not? Certainly wouldn't think about it as much, so that would be good. Cool. Good use of the tech. Good use of the tech. Okay. A little bit of like a herringbone approach to the abs. What if it was like that? It's kind of interesting. It's still kind of too much information, but I think it's a start. Tricky to be, can I take this away? Do we need that? Okay, I think I have it. Really tricky to draw on this sort of unstable platform. Be like that. Kind of like this. Having all the lines reading well and working together is pretty important for my process to have the rest sort of go without needing to have that much intervention. It's like if you have it basically working well with just the lines, the rest, you don't want to start making, if you're in a position where you're making design decisions while you're doing coloring or like filling in stuff. Some people do that. That's their jam. It's not my jam though. I like to get the line work tight and then just turn off my brain. I'm not going to go too crazy trying to make everything perfect with the art right here. It's going to be very much covered up by the body of the Metroid itself, but just for my own edification. Like, I feel like this is somewhat worth chasing down. It just keeps feeling weird to me. Maybe it's more like that. Sometimes it's just as simple as flopping your canvas. You'll see things. Okay, this is working over here. What's happening here is not that great. I just think I need more depth on it. It needs to come out more. It's okay. She can have a robotic bosom. That's okay. That's appropriate and right for the character. It's just to account for it. Rated. This wobble. Every stroke I'm making feels like it's wrong. And it kind of is. But it's not just the table setup. I was hooked up to a completely different computer than I'm normally using with this setup. So all the settings are weird and off. That's starting to feel better now. it has to be symmetrical even if it's in perspective and at an angle. That makes it tricky. And it kind of begs the question. It's like, well, why don't I just go with some of the other well-established armor designs that they have for Samus? And well, I've got her in a pose that involves a lot of scrunching and crunching, and no shade against the previous artists, but they've not left room for any scrunching and crunching in that design. It's a very, just feels like if she got into this, well, that she couldn't get into a pose like this in the first place. Whether she wanted to. I think there were, as a design choice though, like sort of deliberately avoiding showing much. I think they sort of like the chest sort of feeling like there's not an obvious cleavage or nothing that resembles two breasts, and I sort of want to honor that. And so I don't know if I'm doing a perfect job by having this kind of dimensionality to it, but let's push it anyway. The head and the helmet, I'm definitely getting a lot of, it's almost reading the opposite of what I wanted, which is like a lot of, I want there to be like a little over indexed on the inorganic qualities of it. So also, let me save. I also feel like there is too much. It's not a huge deal, but it's a little bit like we need to see more of some of this. Some of that depth. Just a little bit too tucked in. It's super subtle too. I don't want to go too far with it, but I don't know if I can do this without adjusting my tablet settings. Because it's just drawing crazy right now. That'd be easier. Okay, I set it up to be a little softer now. Can't tell if anybody. So I hate to do this, but if anybody's actually watching, could you put something in the chat? It can even be like "you suck," but I'm just curious if there is only because I'm testing out the dual stream thing. I don't know if there's any technical issue happening that I'm not aware of. You can kind of see that what I've done is widen this cheek a little bit. No more than it should have been in the first place, but boy, if I draw this badly on the job I'm doing today, I'm going to be in big trouble. But that's the risk you take when you take a break from a piece and come back to it. You kind of lose your momentum with like the tools you were using, the techniques, all that working memory in your head. It doesn't last forever. It's a rare episode where we have no joiners, but that's okay. I don't mind. It's a little bit heavy with the scuff today, so might be for the best. It's getting closer, but now I feel like I went too far over. This is not necessarily the way to design things. This is sort of like a bit designing by feel. Like, what is it? What's feeling good to me? What is what is it telling me that it wants to do? "15 minutes." I'm like, we really have no viewers? It's all good. It's just me. Well, that's amazing. Usually Thursdays are decently populated. I will, however, be fine with however it comes. Could be anything happening. The world could be whatever the equivalent of the O.J. Simpson trial could literally be happening right now. I wouldn't know it. This feels balanced better now compared to before. With the head, at least. That all reads as Samus. There's a kind of interesting. I wonder if there is a way to have a. Is there a bit of a design element that, you know, it's sort of like this interesting, whatever, breathing tube technical thing I've got here around the chin and mouth area. Is that something that I can tie into? I'm curious to explore the idea of a visual theme that sort of feels like a family resemblance to people who are not family, in this case, the Metroid and Samus. Obviously, everything in the suit is super organic, but in the head, there's an opportunity, I think, to have a sort of design um, design thing happen that feels design thing happen. Could this go up more? That could be cool. This should happen here. Should it go like that? What if the Metroid, what if, even if it's a subtle subconscious thing, what if the viewer could feel as if there was a tie-in between some of the shapes on Samus's head and some of what we see happening in the Metroid's body? Be kind of cool. Or is it cringe? You know, I don't know. It's an idea. Okay, we've got like 5 minutes. Maybe I could design a little bit of a some of this rock stuff. No idea what it should look like. I'll just sort of riff for now. knowing that it's okay if it reads as rock or it reads as organic. Alien is good. But all I did was indicate it in this rough drawing, so I don't know if I need to ace it right now. Sometimes you find that in the rendering. Sometimes. You don't always have to solve something in order for it to be helpful. Like if it just gets the ball a little bit closer to the goal, that can be it. That can be all that you need. I kind of like the idea of there being three distinct kind of textures going on here. Texture of the rock and the planet, texture of the Metroid. So the rocks and the rock around it and the ground and whatever, the ceiling and the wall. The environment, very craggy, very, very stabby, very jaggedy. Very hard. And then the texture of Samus's suit being very sleek. And obviously metallic and I guess softer or yeah, I need something like this. Oop, wrong layer. Oh, hey. Hey, Charity. This is a the probably the most embarrassing stream ever because like nobody joined and it doesn't matter and I'm messing everything up. But this is my first dual stream. Oh, and I'm supposed to stop right now. This is sort of like a test where I didn't even know if anything would actually work, but apparently this is working, and it's just a really unpopular day for me to be streaming. But it was I was only gonna go a minute anyway because I got to get my kids from school. School, camp, school. Oh my God, that was a jump scare. What was a jump scare? What did I? Is the volume too loud? Oh, hey. Gonna, I was gonna lurk. I gotta get ready for errands and work. Okay. Yeah, I hate to say I'm gonna stop like literally right now, but I probably won't even like save this VOD because it's so scuffed and frankly embarrassing. But that's I guess the chat overlay is working, and I was trying to fix my sound, and that's what I said. Oh hey, oh okay, all right, coincidence. Well, this is kind of exciting. So things are a little bittersweet where I've had to move my work setup into my bedroom because my father-in-law is coming to stay with us for an extended period. I do not know if I will ever have my office back, and as such, I'm quickly needing to just sort of adapt to a uncomfortable reality of working out of my bedroom, which is fine, except it means I can't do like probably can't stream as much as I would normally stream. Um, but uh, there's always some good in every shakeup, and I think I think it's cool that this dual stream thing is actually functioning. So that's cool because that's new. I was messing around with that last weekend, seeing if it's my first test to see if it works. I guess it works. And now we have a chat overlay that does something. We felt that, but make it an ex mother-in-law. Yeah, it that sounds a little rougher. There's there's certainly going to be some positive to this, but I'm also going to miss my space. I'm not going to be as comfortable like, you know, doing late night streams with my wife snoozing in the bed next to me. Um, because usually I get a few glasses of wine in, and I get all boisterous about it, and it's just that won't quite work. Half the time, the kids are coming into this room to sleep with us, and it's like it's just the math doesn't math. But it's also it's not supposed to be a permanent thing. We'll see. These things have a way of permanizing themselves, but never say never. And okay, it really is time for me to finish, so take one last stroke. But thanks for your sympathy, and I guess we'll see how it goes. It'll be a fun change or something. But anyway, I'm glad you were able to pop in and see the newness, the freshness, and experience some of the stuff. Had her staying with us for way too long back when. Yeah, I have a feeling it'll be something like that. To my father-in-law's credit, he is recently a widower, as in very recently, so we can hardly expect him to sort of, I don't know. He's it's a little too late for him to rebuild himself, and honestly, he's not that bad. So we're gonna be okay with it. All right, Godspeed to you too, and I'm just gonna do a quick sign off. So thanks for joining, and catch you on the next one.